Yeah, I heard a man's muffled voice talking.
What I'd love is if you could come up and tell us your name into my little device here and straight in front of me, the little black box.
Got a REM pod up there on top of the cabinet. I've got an EMF tripwire running round the door frame behind me, along the floor and across the bed.
Jeff!
Well, that's been deliberately thrown then, isn't it, to let us know that they're here or get out.
When you were here, how old you were when you... Whoa! The tripwire's just gone off. Thank you for that. There's walking coming from my bedroom. Fuck was that? Now this may sound a bit crazy, but would you be able to touch one of us? My friend Jeff in front with the camera or me sat here? What the fuck was that?
Are you here? Can you hear me?
There's a voice.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Living poison. Manufactured
Yes, sir.
record.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
It's like a light is in my face, but I can't fall for you. I close my eyes and drift away. I've overdosed on you. Cause then you wake up dead one day.
The old Millhouse stands on the site of an earlier mill which was constructed in 1615. It was built in 1779. At some point between 1860 and 1868, the mill was modernised and was in operation until 1932. When you see the sails of a windmill at a standstill, the position of the sails have a meaning. Sails stopped just beyond the highest point mean that someone had died and the miller was in mourning. There are reports of paranormal activity, with voices, unexplained noises, shadow figures, and an apparition of a man that is seen to walk through a closed door to the windmill. This location has little information to go on, and I come across a lady called Emma Kempster, whose father worked here. Emma's father, Phil Green, was a tour guide. He worked at this location from the year 2000 until he passed away in 2020. Phil was in the RAF working as an aircraft engineer, and after the death of his wife, when he retired, took on his passion working on the mills. Emma believes that if the spirit of her father was to return, it would be at the Millhouse, as he loved the place so much. Mark and I arrive at the location and prepare for our investigation at the old Millhouse. So here we are at the old Millhouse. We're going to be here for a couple of nights. Myself and Mark are going to be sleeping here, and throughout the day today we've seen and heard things going on. So we're just going to have a little walk through. I will say that this place is in the middle of nowhere. There's no roads. There's nothing that can disturb us. There's no outside lighting. So I'm just going to walk through this way. Now, Mark had a few experiences today in the daytime. So, what was going on for yourself upstairs, Mark?
Well, the first one was went for a lie down, obviously, because I've been driving for 4 hours to get down to Jeff, and I thought I heard a sort of, the only thing I can say is like an old man's cackle laugh. And I heard it the first time. I thought, I might have been imagining that, I don't know, or I just brushed it off. And then about 10 minutes later, I heard it again. This time it was louder. I couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from, but it was loud enough for me to hear it with the bedroom door closed. Came down and spoke to Jeff. There was no TV on down here, and he'd just been milling around outside, taking outside photographs when I was upstairs having a sleep, or the time I would have heard these two laughs, and I just thought it was strange. And then another strange thing happened earlier on. I was putting my bags and my clothes into the wardrobe, and you open one door, and then next to it there's another larger wardrobe with two doors. So I opened the little singular door for the wardrobe, put my bags in, and as I was stepping back, my arm banged on something, and I looked round and the other two doors had opened. Now they're like on magnetic clamps, and I thought that's a bit strange. So I was trying all different things to see if I could get these doors to open, and they wouldn't. But I can guarantee those two doors were fully closed. But the weird thing was, I didn't hear the noise of the doors opening. It opened and banged me on the arm, when that's what alerted me to it. So yeah, that was really odd. I mean, that's a few things I've experienced here today. I know you've experienced quite a few things yourself when you're on your own walking around, or even when I've been upstairs or doing something.
Yeah, I heard a man's muffled voice talking, and as I say, there's no one around here. There's no lights, there's no other houses, nothing at all. So okay.
And that's when I was upstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, let's wander upstairs.
Okay.
So upstairs here there are 4 bedrooms. One of them's got an ensuite. There's a massive bathroom in the hallway here. So the 2 rooms that are down here are not being used. Myself and Mark, we're sleeping in the 2 rooms down this way. So just down this way, this is the room that I'm staying in. Absolutely huge room. And I've got an ensuite bathroom just over there. And your room, Mark, is
Yeah, it's just this
next
one
door.
This one next to yours here.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff! No, you oh, I've gone cold again. Every time I say that, but look, that must have been that click you heard earlier, that banging noise you heard earlier on. You know I closed them earlier on because you were stood by me, Jeff, and we were trying it to try and debunk it. Mate, I've got to sleep in here tonight as well.
So this is the
wardrobe I was on about earlier on. This single door here was what my clothes are in. These were the 2 doors that opened earlier on that I called Jeff up because we wanted to try and debunk it and we couldn't. And now they were closed, so we've just come upstairs now. Nobody's been up here since earlier on because we've been downstairs talking, having a little bit of food, and we've come up here now and the 2 doors are open like that again. Now I just want to show on camera that they've got magnets. They don't just come open on their own. You have to really tug them, so there is no reason why those doors keep opening. And as I say, I was stood here earlier on using this door because my clothes are in there. That one tapped me on the arm. I didn't even hear it open, and as you could hear then, it made quite a noise. Well, that might have been what you heard, because you said you heard a couple of thumps like doors opening earlier on. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if those doors were open again?
Yeah, I was downstairs and I heard, I don't know if it was sort of a thumping noise twice. It sounded, I thought it was I said to you it was like a door, 2 doors closing.
Yeah.
But it possibly could have been that.
That is mad that we've come up here and that's just been open. As I say, this is where I'm staying tonight as well, so I wonder if I'll get any activity tonight when I'm in bed.
Well, shall we, while we're here...
That's blown my mind, that really has. Should we just have a bit of a call out?
Let's do an EVP session now while I've got this digital recorder rolling.
Definitely.
Okay, good evening. My name is Jeff and the gentleman in front of me is Mark. Is it possible you could tell us your name, please? No voices were captured during our EVP session, so we go out onto the hallway where something makes itself known. Is there anyone there? Can you say hello? Or maybe do something to let us know that you're listening?
Fuck was that? Hang on. Nah, these floors are too solid.
Mark, that was downstairs.
It's come up the staircase. The noise. That was loud.
I just heard walking.
I heard it as well.
A loud banging sound comes from downstairs, which sounds like a door being slammed. Here is the enhanced audio.
Fuck was that? Fuck was that? I wonder if anything's open down there, because there's loads of things that can be opened. I heard it again.
Hello? Is there someone downstairs?
This place.
Hello?
There's me coming downstairs. Don't like this kitchen, like being stood here in this hallway.
Hello?
That bang was loud.
Who's down here? We just heard you make a noise.
Yeah. Can you smell fire? Like burnt wood. I can smell it really strong here. Yeah, it's really strong here. My back's gone icy cold.
Is there someone down here with us? Can you make that noise again? That loud banging noise? Please? Well, as I say, my name's Jeff and this is Mark, and we're staying here for a couple of nights, and we've come here to speak to you. Now tomorrow we have a list of names of all the people that have worked here and lived here.
I just heard movement from over here.
I hope you don't mind us being here. As I say, we'll speak to you again tomorrow. You're welcome to come forward and speak to us. We're only here to learn your story and find out more about this Millhouse and the windmill. So we're here not to do you any harm. So we'll speak to you tomorrow evening, and hopefully you'll come forward and tell us your name or names.
Looking for Norway.
It's okay, you can carry on going about your business, we don't mind. We finish our investigation for the night and go to sleep. We set up an EMF tripwire along the hallway whilst we are sleeping, along with a 360 monitor downstairs covering all angles, which will activate if it detects any movement. At 4:43 in the morning, the tripwire and the 360 monitor activate at the same time. It is night 2 of our investigation, and we start in one of the living room areas. Can I ask if there is a Philip Green here? Philip, if you can hear my voice, I have a message for you. Is it possible that you could... Is that you, Philip? Is it possible that you could... Is it possible that you could... Now, I've been told quite a lot about you. You was in the RAF. An engineer. Working on aircraft. So, you was in the RAF, and then, I believe after that, your wife died. But in the year 2000, you came here to look after the Millhouse and the windmill. So, I spoke to your daughter, Emma, and she said that if there was anywhere that you would go, it would be here because you loved working here so much, and you was a tour guide here, showing people around the windmill. We go up to the next level for Mark to do an EVP session on the main hallway.
I've now come up and sat in the hallway, which is upstairs on the second floor. We've got various bedrooms leading off here, there and everywhere. We've got our tripwire set up that going out from one end to the other. It has gone off, but it was off camera, but we know it's working. First off, I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Mark, and my friend on the stairs is Jeff. What I'd like to do is I'd like to call out to anybody that's lived and worked in this house over the past 200 and odd years that this incarnation of the mill has been here. I'm sure there's been loads of happiness and sadness and joy throughout the years that this mill was a working mill. Now, last night in my room in particular, we had the wardrobe doors open on their own twice. The second time actually quite freaking me out when we come back upstairs and we were making another recording. Who is it that opened the wardrobe doors in my room? Now, if anyone in particular wants to step forward and make contact with us, feel free to. Maybe you could all talk to us. But if anyone wants to step forward and just tell me, what was the date you worked at the mill and when did you live here? We do have a list of names of the millers that have worked here over the years until the place closed. So if any one of those millers wants to come forward and tell us your name into my little black box here, we're going to be able to verify that. If you could tell us who you are and when you were here, that would be amazing. Or do we have any of the millers' wives or children that still like to come back to this house because they had fond memories of when they lived here? If so, I'd love you to step forward and tell us your names, when you were here, how old you were when you... Whoa! Tripwire's just gone off. Thank you for that. There's walking coming from my bedroom, like movement. Who's down in the room in front of me, my room? Come closer. If you come closer, you can set off the lights that are on the floor here. Or are you trying to open those doors in my room again, the wardrobe doors? Did Jesus?
What was that?
That was knocking coming from that wall by you.
Was it?
That was really loud, yeah. Ooh. Same knock from the same place again by Jeff on the bathroom wall. That's brilliant, that is. Now, who are we communicating with? Could you tell us your name? And thank you very much for responding to me. Or are you trying to open those doors in my room again, the wardrobe doors? Did Jesus?
What was that?
That was knocking coming from that wall by you.
Was it?
That was really loud, yeah. Ooh.
So I'm inside my room. Got a REM pod up there on top of the cabinet. I've got an EMF tripwire running round the door frame behind me, along the floor and across the bed. And outside in the hallway, I've got another REM pod. So if there's anyone here that can hear my voice, can you come forward, please? So as I say, maybe you are talking, but I just can't hear you. So I've got a device here, and this is a sensitive digital recorder, and if you speak into that red light, it should pick up your voice. So I'm going to put this just up here. Just like that. So I'm going to ask a few questions, and then I'll leave a space, I'll leave a gap, and if you talk into that, I'll be able to play it back and hear what you have to say. So how many of you are here? Does it bother you that me and Mark are here talking to you? We don't mean to intrude in your space, so I hope you don't mind. Philip Green. Emma wants to know if you're here. Are you here?
Sam, if you can hear my voice, can you tell me your name, please, and speak into this device here, so I can play it back and hear what you have to say? So could you do that now for me, please? Are there many of you here? How many of you are here? Philip Green. Are you here? Can you hear me?
There's a voice. That is a voice on this recorder. The hell is that? Some movement from outside. I receive a response saying, "I am dead. Is this Philip Green?" And then there is movement from within the hallway outside. Mark is on the other side of the building, so who else is here with me? I check the hallway, but no one is there.
Are you here? Can you hear me?
There's a voice. That is a voice on this recorder. The hell is that?
Are you here? Can you hear me?
There's a voice. That is a voice on this recorder. The hell is that? It was time for our final session, so we head to the main dining area.
We're now in the downstairs dining room of the Millhouse. Originally, this wouldn't have been part of the original house, but it's not. But we don't know when this extension was actually put on. I think it's probably at least 60, 70, 80 years old, the extension here. The original part of the house would have stopped there. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to open this up to anybody who comes back to this place, be it the many Millers that have worked here over the years and their family. I'd love to really hear your story. So I'm not going to call for one single person here. I just want everybody to basically come and say your piece. As you can see, there's many flashing things around or lights on the floor. What I'd love is if you could come up and tell us your name into my little device here and straight in front of me, the little black box. Doesn't matter who you are, if you come back and visit this place, we'd just love to hear from you and hear your story. So if there's anybody around, could you make yourself known, please? Are you one of the many Millers that worked here over the last 200 and plus years, maybe more? Or are you one of the family members of them? Who is the main spirit or spirits that come back here? What's that weird noise?
It's the REM pod here on the table.
Oh, look.
Temperature fluctuations.
Yeah. Thank you. Can you try and touch it more, please? That's brilliant. Thank you. That's weird now, it's going off with no noise.
It's picking up a drop in temperature. So
Are you stood there by that device? What's your name, please? Now this may sound a bit crazy, but would you be able to touch one of us? My friend Jeff in front with the camera, or me sat here? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that just flew into the kitchen?
I've been hit on the head with something.
Jesus. Whoa, look, Jeff, quick, get it. Who just did that and what did you throw? Mate, that's just took a different turn, that has. What in hell was that hit you on the head?
I don't know.
It sounded like one of those stones out of that game over there. Who did that? Why did you throw something at my friend? It is electric here. Right, Jeff, what just happened? Because it all happened a bit quick for me, and I know I was asking for somebody to touch one of us, and then I heard a noise which must have been whatever object it was hitting your head, then it flew into the kitchen there.
It's just something, I don't know, something hard hit me somewhere around here.
I mean, I can't see in the night vision whether you've got a mark on your head or not.
I felt it bounce. It sort of hit me somewhere here on the forehead, and I heard it go past me into the kitchen, whatever it was.
Now that is really strange, because up until now, everything has been nice. So we haven't felt threatened in any way in this house, and that seems to me like it's negative.
Should we
Should we
turn
go-
on the light and see?
Yeah.
Right, hold on just 1 second.
We need to see what that was, yeah, there's a little sort of graze on your head there. Now this ain't going to pick it up very good, but there's a spot on your head there where something must have bounced off. There it is. It's one of those stones I told you. Right, can I just explain a minute? And I'll just show you over here a second. Now it's still closed, which is absolutely bizarre. There is a game on the table there, and I'm going to go around and show you where it's. It looks like it's some sort of oriental game. Now it's still closed, might I point out. Now inside here are coloured rocks, and there's one round one there. Now this is still closed, that's the point I'm trying to make. Now something has come out of there. What? Now something has come out of that game with that wooden box closed, and now look, Jeff. There's one of those pieces that had ricocheted off your head on the floor there. One of those pieces of coloured stone has somehow come out of that game without it being opened and hit you on the head. Now what do you think about that? Because that is bizarre.
Well, that's been deliberately thrown then, isn't it, to let us know that they're here or get out. We complete our investigation at the old Millhouse, and as Mark and I thought it would be the end of our evidence, how wrong we were. So at every location that we go to, I usually take between 200-300 photos of the location. The reason for that being is when we do our history, we can show you the pictures of the place, what's gone on there, and we use all those pictures as an intro. So whilst I was walking around this Millhouse, I was just taking hundreds and hundreds of pictures, and that door in the kitchen behind me, I didn't notice at the time, but there are two photographs. The first one sort of seems to show something maybe coming upwards or coming forwards, and then the second picture shows a full-blown shadow figure, black figure standing right behind the door. and we tried to debunk it. Mark got me to stand behind the door, and you can clearly see the colouring of my skin, part of my glasses. You can see it's just a normal person standing there. But whatever this was, it was completely black. There's no features, no nothing. And that was in broad daylight.